Hey guys, today let's just talk a little bit about HBAR. Like almost every other freaking crypto, it's gone down from the major crash, but there's a couple things that HBAR did and a few others that the majority were not successful at, which was coming back, right? Bouncing back up most of the way. Almost none of the crypto have actually done that, right? I mean, I'm pretty confident none of the top 100 or so has. I mean, like Bitcoin hasn't, Ethereum hasn't, Solana hasn't, XRP, HBAR, we can make the list. But there are certain ones that have bounced back better than others. HBAR was certainly one of them, right? Ones that have only dropped down maybe 20% versus many that were 40 to 99 plus. So what does that mean? HBAR is solid, right? There's certain crypto that are more likely to hold value longer. And those are the ones that when we talk about low risk or safer, better for long-term holds, potentially depending on how you invest. And I 100% think HBAR is in that category. I think they've proven they're in that category, and I still think that they're undervalued. Now, just for a sweeping price prediction, I guess, I'm not one that thinks it's going to hit $2 or $5 or anything like that this cycle. Down the road, very likely, if it gets picked up by enough projects specifically for all the tokenization. And really just HBAR is the most versatile crypto out there. It does more shit than any other crypto, and I would love to hear an argument on that. Not that they can. Every crypto can do everything. Kind of in theory, not really. But HBAR has the most diverse amount of stuff and narratives it's in, and it's still very much undervalued. I do believe it's going to get up to about $1.25 this cycle. So all my viewpoints are based around that. Okay. So I'm going to get into today just a little bit about why I think it's undervalued, some things that we're looking for, well, just general sweeping information about HBAR, make sure everyone remembers where this little guy is and honestly how solid of a crypto it really can be. So if you're here till the end or just find something useful from this, please do press the like and subscribe button, and let's move forward and just talk about things that are awesome about HBAR and is being undervalued. So Hedera is not your standard blockchain. Yes, we call it blockchain. It's blockchain-like technology. It uses the hashing system. It can handle over 10,000 TPS and all this great stuff. And it's one of the many crypto that are up there saying we are possibly the fastest. And the fastest doesn't matter, guys. I'll be honest. Whether it's Sui, whether it's Hedera, whether it's Solana, anyone who says they're fastest, it doesn't actually effing matter. Are they fast enough, right? Fast enough, Hedera sure as hell is. It might be the fastest. It doesn't matter. It's fast enough that it can run enterprise grade, enterprise level amounts of tokenization, payments, supply chains, and AI verification constantly. It is, I think, the cheapest. It's definitely one of the cheapest blockchains to run through, and it is standardized price. It's the same micro penny for every transaction, no matter what, which makes it incredibly interesting for large financial firms and corporations that are putting hundreds of thousands and tens of millions of dollars in. It doesn't cost them. Hedera is incredibly scalable, means it can take more and more and more load essentially and not slow down. Unlike Solana, huge fan of Solana, one of the best ones out there, it's known to crash. There'll be upgrades and they'll get fixed over time, but scalability is a huge deal when you're talking about tens of millions of dollars or more going through essentially one program. When it comes to value, HBAR is ran by literally the largest companies that are out there, right? Their governing council. If anyone's in HBAR, you know about the governing council. But in short, for those who don't or need a reminder, these are all multi-billion or larger companies: Google, IBM, Boeing, Standard Bank, Aberdeen, Dell, several more that are involved with Hedera to help the direction that it goes. And though there is not a rule that says you're on the governing council, you must use Hedera to some extent, every single one of these companies is use Hedera to some extent. Massive. When we look at a lot of crypto, what money are they bringing in? It is disheartening to realize how little most crypto companies are actually bringing in. Most things are hype, right? Even when it comes right now to companies like Quant and XRP, they're bringing in money. Don't get me wrong. But most of them aren't bringing in that much money compared to what they're worth, because it's what could they do. And really, the price of each coin has nothing or minimal to do with how much money is coming to the company. And it's really just how many people are willing to buy the damn thing, right? Solana has some of the most money coming in, and there are still every company above it, every crypto that's a higher market cap, Solana makes more money than. So yes, I understand it's one of the top few. But point being, Hedera is actually bringing in money, which most crypto in the top 100, let alone the ones above it in the top 15 or so, aren't. And they are in almost every fucking narrative that crypto has touched. It has literally been into space with SpaceX. It has been into finance heavily, testing CBDCs. It has the Wyoming, I forget what they call it, but it's the Wyoming stablecoin. They're into AI chips with NVIDIA. They're into gaming. They've got multiple large real estate companies that are tokenizing real estate. They have sustainability with farming. They've got karate combat. They're tied in with fucking martial arts, right? And all these companies are bringing money into Hedera using Hedera chain. Very few crypto can actually say they have the number of companies, let alone the quality of companies, dApps, and programs that are going on Hedera. And the price action of the coin just hasn't hit there yet. There's reasons for it. Throw the word manipulation out there. It's an easy enough way to describe it. Let's go with that for now. And then the resume of what they do and how it can build. And just like in life, it is not necessarily who you know, though it is in part, it's who you know that knows who. And Karate Combat's a great example. That isn't owned by the UFC directly, but it's partnered with them. And they run on Hedera. So UFC, I'm not trying to push saying the UFC is going to use Hedera. That is not my point here. It'd be awesome if they do, but let's not go that far right now. But they're familiar with it. Endeavor, the company that owns UFC and World Wrestling, they know about it because their subsidiaries use it, right? And if it's worked well, they've done it for a couple of years. When you get more additions onto that, realizing, oh, it worked for them, we can do this too. If other promotions or similar types of entertainment comes out with coins or programs or betting, I think that one's incredibly likely, by the way. Having whole betting programs come on, there's legalities they have to deal with. I know they've looked into it before. So that's a strong future possibility of having sports gambling onto it. That's another potential. Multi-billion-dollar industry coming through some blockchain. Hedera is definitely in the running for it. Hedera is integrated fully with SushiSwap and the Unreal Engine, for crying out loud, to help out with real life immersive experiences. Karate Combat is one of the many. And the biggest thing that Hedera does, and that they don't really push it anymore, they're just quietly one of the biggest contributors to it, is tokenization. Right? This is one of those things that Ondo has a nice backing for as well. But Hedera is a powerhouse for real world assets and tokenization. One of the biggest ones that they've kind of got their little paws into right now is real estate, right? Gilmore Estates is rapidly growing. There's a lot of money coming into it, and they're building their presence on Hashgraph. We have Red Swan CRE that is using the token studio to make security tokens for properties, to open up investments, so you can start investing into real estate through Hedera. And again, the big reason why so many are willing to do this, they offer simply fixed, predictable USD denominated fees. It stays the same. You know what it is. It's not like it goes up with a larger amount of inflows coming in. It's fixed. It runs through KYC. It runs with most ERCs. Again, fast, cheap, scalable. Companies are using it. Multi-billion-dollar plus companies are using it. So if you haven't picked up on this, I am a big fan of HBAR. It is not one of the crypto, I mean, that I plan on holding long term. Quant is the only one that I plan on holding long term right now. I mean, I will not sell it though. I might sell some, like a 10% of it, just to refuel when prices come back down. But HBAR is one of the other two that I own that I'd be willing to get stuck with. And sure as hell, I'm open to buying massively in the bear market, depending where the prices go. HBAR, I think, is a phenomenal long-term investment. Granted, again, I'm cool for swing trading. I'm cool for leverage trading. You can make a buck from something. Awesome. Go for it. But you're not going to get much better than a company that has the corporate backups that this does. Tokenized RWAs are expected to hit $10 trillion globally by 2030. That's not far from now, guys. And the future winners of RWA, we probably already know who they are. They probably already exist, right? Hedera is a strong possibility. Ondo is a strong possibility. All right. There's a couple other front runners in there, but I'd say right now those are the two most known. They've got a good head start over most. I am between, Ondo has BlackRock, and then the largest asset class company, and then Hedera has Aberdeen, the second largest. So in short, Hedera is going to have a bullish signal long term just because of the names that are actually using it. Not who could be using it or who said they will. There's sign, there's money inflows coming in right now. Again, Hedera is growing to where in the future it could be one of the largest layer ones. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be the next Solana, like everyone likes to say SUI, and really everyone says that the next Solana is X coin. But it's going to be the running for a long time. They have close to 10,000 daily active accounts that are totally locked in, hit all-time highs in 2025 once the RWA and AI sector boost hit. Earlier was at around April. So 10,000 active accounts daily, right? And again, we're not talking accounts that have $10 to $20 coming in, at about 5 to 7 zeros behind it. And I know why it doesn't have Hedera have all this money flowing in through it yet, making billions. Well, they make a couple of decimals to the penny on every transaction. It's why it's such a big deal when they have multi-trillion-dollar companies that just have small projects. They're going to grow. They're going to grow. Again, so despite the partnerships of Google, IBM, Standard Bank, Avery Dennison, NVIDIA, Hedera's market cap is still only a fraction of the enterprise blockchain peers. And a lot of those don't even have corporate traction yet. They're all just speculation. This is, again, guys, where hype rules crypto. Is hype comes and goes. It's why prices go up and down. It's why we have narrative pumps. But what stays and lasts a long time comes from corporate support. This is why Solana, that everyone thought was overvalued at like $50 last cycle because it was floating around 8 for a while, drops back down to 8. And what do you know? It's been a standard, 150 plus for a while. Hedera is going to be the same thing, not that same price, right? But I mean, the same concept of market cap jump in the near-ish future. So there you goes, guys. There's some quick thoughts on Hedera, just reminding people kind of what's been going on with it. Yeah, price action's been a little still, has been for most crypto. It's going to bounce. I'm not going to sit here and confidently tell you when. It's going to happen next week. It's going to happen in November 4th. But it's going to be one of the front runners. It's a large cap. They do run before and more steadily than everything else. It's very well known. And again, crypto is a popularity contest. It's why you have companies like ADA, no shade, but why that one's so high up, everyone knows about it. So Hedera is going to do well. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. What did I miss? What is something that you think is remarkable about Hedera? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, have a great day, everybody. Peace.